Awards night. Happy to report we had a tremendous season on and off the field of play, on the mat, on the court, in the pool, etc. Off the field, 17 student athletes, all seniors, earned all academic Chagrin Valley Conference. And on the field, so to speak, the theme could be summed up in three probably different ways. One, first time in school history, where for the first time we've had two state qualifiers in girls wrestling. That's in the history of our school. Two of them, Gigi Dominish finished third at the state meet, and Abby Cornwell finished seventh. Congratulations, awesome. And I'm going to try not to steal too much thunder from all of our coaches because they're going to be up here talking to you as well. But just to give you some brief highlights here of how things went this winter and how proud we are of our athletes. First time in a long time, we had a gymnast qualify for the state meet for the first time in 14 years. But for the first time in school history, she placed at the state meet. Congratulations to Macy Freeman. Fourth on the balance beam and fifth in the all-around competition. And then the third area is, hey, we did it again. And the girls swim team won the CVC for the sixth year in a row. Brody Hicks made it to the state meet again, finished fifth in two events down at the state meet for our swim program. Wrestling had another 11 district qualifiers and were the district runner-ups after winning the district championship the previous year. And girls basketball won the district title, albeit for the first time since 2021, advanced to the Sweet 16. But 8 out of 9 years they've won the Chagrin Valley Conference. So that just sums everything up a little bit. You're going to hear more stories and more accolades and all of the excitement that was this winter sports season, but that sums it up for us. And so before we start our program, you all have your program in front of you. We're going to start things off by recognizing our All Chagrin Valley Conference award winners for all academic. So we're going to do that in just a second. Before we do that, there's some people that I have to thank, and you'll probably hear some of these names throughout the rest of our coaches when they come up and talk. But special thank you to Dr. Thompson and our Board of Education for their continued support of our athletic department. I feel like we have one of the better athletic departments in the state of Ohio, and that is because of the board support that we get from the very top. Also, thank you to Mr. Porcello and Mr. Nidzwicki. They are my partners in crime, so to speak, during the winter season. I can't be everywhere, and neither can they, so we sort of split up our athletic coverages between boys and girls basketball and wrestling, and they're at a lot of events during the winter season with me. A special thank you to Ashley Guesswich. She is our new athletic secretary. Also, a quick shout out to our retired Mrs. Ovens. For those of you who don't know, Tony Ovens retired on January 31st, but Ashley has jumped in head first to this job and has done an amazing job so far. Thank you to her and to Tony as they sort of collaborated on this program tonight and all the things. Tony really helped get Ashley going, and again, she's done a great job. Jim Smith and our maintenance department, Frank, Chris, and all of the maintenance staff for making sure sidewalks are plowed and gyms are set up, so on and so forth. It goes without saying that we couldn't do our jobs without them. To our transportation department, getting us all of our athletes to and from competition safely. To our boosters, our athletic boosters, whatever the board cannot provide, which they do a great job, the boosters picks up right where they left off. And I will give a quick shout out to our reverse raffle event that is coming up this Saturday. It's March 15th, 6 p.m. at the community center. There are still a handful of tickets left, so we could certainly take you on if you'd like to come out and support the Booster Club. It's a fun evening. Food, drink, prizes, so forth. Everybody probably knows what a reverse raffle is here. It's one of the big events that the boosters put on every year. So come on out and support us if you can. To our parents, thank you for all of your time and energy. Winter truly is a grind. We're starting practices in late October, and we're finishing up competition here in mid-March. And so it is our longest season of the year, so we certainly appreciate the time and energy the parents put in. Again, the changes that are made when we get snow or when games are canceled, when practices are canceled or moved. We know it's sometimes a moving target and not always easy to get to, so thank you to our parents. Our coaches, the time and energy that they spend with our athletes away from their friends and their family to make our kids better each and every day. Thank you to our coaches and all that they do. Our athletes, I said this on our podcast. Yep, we have a podcast now. If you don't know that, check us out anywhere you get your podcast. It's called Walk the Plank. A little play on words there, but we talk today about that and how our athletes are multi-sport athletes here in Perry. We need them to be multi-sport athletes. We're a smaller school, but the time and the energy that they're putting in to their sports, even if they are multiple sport athletes, sometimes 11 or 12 months in that particular sport, for 2 sports or 3 sports. Thank you for all of the efforts that our athletes make. Adam Young is our athletic trainer. I don't think he's here tonight, but shout out to Adam for taking care of our athletes and all of the injuries that we sustain and all the ankles that are wrapped throughout the long winter season. Again, how this night will work, we're going to present our all-academic awards, and then each head coach will come up here and present some postseason awards. They'll give you a breakdown of how their season went. And then we have a couple of teams tonight that are going to meet afterward. Girls basketball will stay here in the theater. Boys basketball will head to the media center. Wrestling will meet at a later date. So we'll cheer in gymnastics. If you're not in the program, basketball is the only 2 sports that you have to stick around for this evening. So let's not waste any time. We'll get our program started here and recognize our all-academic team from the Chagrin Valley Conference. To help me with that is our principal, Mr. Todd Porcello. Mr. Porcello. All right. Again, I'll give a breakdown. They just don't hand these awards out. You have to be a student athlete first and foremost. You have to have a 3.25 cumulative GPA. You have to be a 2-year letter winner for your particular sport, and you must be a senior. Our first student athlete to receive all academic CVC is Audrey Austin, girls basketball. Girls basketball, Victoria Lynch. Switching over to the boys' side of hoops, Darian Malone. Nick Meckenbauer, boys basketball. Back to the girls' side, Rosalind Tharp. Josh Zentgraff, boys basketball. Representing both our gymnastics and our diving program, Ella Gigante. Girls swim, Allie Hopkins. Boys swim, Jonathan Casala. Sticking with the swim theme, and our girls side, Audrey Morgan Ard. Back to the boys and Carson Niemi. Girls swim, Madison Scales. Representing our wrestling program, Christopher Bezig. Also wrestling, Ed Cooney. Eddie. Said Edward. I don't recognize Edward. I've never called him Edward before. Eddie Cooney. Also wrestling, Nolan Lieben. Also wrestling, Lucas Spring. And rounding out our all-academic Chagrin Valley Conference award winners this evening, representing wrestling, Chuck Thomas. All right, we're going to get a shot. Mrs. Bubonic is right in the middle, so give her your attention there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, one more round of applause. 2024-25 All-Academic CVC. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to kick our program off this evening with boys basketball and their head coach, Mr. Al Isofano. Coach Ice, come on up.
Okay, thanks, Coach Rockwell. Appreciate it. Looking forward to sharing a couple highlights of the boys basketball program from this winter. And before I do that, just as he already mentioned, thanks to all the behind the scenes, whether it's administrator or secretaries, board boosters, and countless other people who help make our season really smooth and just allow us as coaches to coach and our players to do what they want to do, and that's compete and play. Congratulations to the other sports on all that you guys achieved. It was really impressive to either hear about it in the halls at school or through social media, whatever outlet it came through. It sounds like our other programs were doing a lot of really awesome things for themselves and for our winter sports. A couple highlights in regards to the basketball world that I'll run you guys through. The first one that I'd like to share is, and it might not sound that important, but from doing this a decent amount of time now, we're still able to have 3 programs on the boys' side, meaning we're still able to organize. We have the resources, we have the kids to have a freshman team, a JV team, and a varsity team. And I probably wouldn't have been standing up here 13 years ago saying that's an accomplishment. But if you look in the area, for a variety of different reasons, it's not real common to have 3 teams across the board on the boys' side. And kids need to play, regardless of the level, whether it's freshman or JV and varsity. There's a ton of value to have these kids have the opportunity to go compete and work with their teammates and be coached by someone as good as Coach Kuhn that we have here on our staff. I could rattle off all the value there is to that, but we got to get to some other highlights. But I'm so glad that we have been able to sustain 3 teams. And that says something. Even though our enrollment has gone down in some grades, we're still getting kids out, and we're still able to get rosters organized at 3 levels to put these kids in an opportunity to compete at the high school level, because there's kids that are missing out in the area. They don't have the numbers, and they either get cut or they get into a situation where they're put on the JV that they're not quite ready for, and it's not the best introduction in the high school basketball. So that's one of the highlights. The second one I'd like to throw out there is, and this is a coach speak, we have awesome kids in our program. And I know we have that in all programs and throughout our halls. I'll share quick 3 things that came up throughout the season. One was from an opposing parent against an opposing team that sent an email to Coach Rockwell, taking the time as a parent in another community to recognize a gesture that our kids made, that their community really appreciated. Sent that email talking about how much that meant to their family and to the people who came and watched the game where the gesture was made. The second example I'll give you is we went over Christmas break to the Greater Cleveland Food Bank, and our kids donated their time for 2 hours over break, helping out that organization in a variety of different ways. And there was a lady there who had said she has volunteered there consistently for over the last 10 years. And she came up to me and she said, you're the coach of these young guys? I said, yeah, I am. And she's like, we get businesses in here, we get kids from other schools in here, we get a lot of different organizations that come in here and volunteer. And I just want to let you know, your kids are awesome. They looked like they wanted to be here. They had smiles on their faces, and they cared. And I said, yeah, they are pretty awesome. I'm very fortunate. That's another example. Example number 3, similar situation. We're at Broadmoor School in Menor, where our boys and girls went there for the day and played a basketball game with the Broadmoor kids and toured their facility and ate lunch with them, and had a similar situation where there's a staff worker at Broadmoor that came up to me, had been there a long time, and said that there's about 15 schools that come there throughout the year and work with the Broadmoor kids, and no one's more engaged or more impressive than the Perry kids. So like I said, it's not coach speak. Those are just 3 quick examples I could share in the small window of time that I have up here. Number 3 that I'll share with you in regards to highlight, these guys, varsity team, they won 15 games, which is, I've been here for 13 years as a head coach, 5 as an assistant. So over the last 18 years, it's not a lot of times where you see a varsity team win 15 games. That's a pretty successful in regards to results type of year. And we had a tough schedule. Out of the 40 teams in our district, they have a formula to figure out strength of schedule. So out of 40 teams, our strength of schedule was number 5 with the formula that they use. So to be able to get 15 wins and be able to beat the teams to the east of us a couple times and the team to the west of us, it was encouraging, and it tells you a little bit about the talent that the varsity team had this year. And then the last thing I'll leave you with before I call a couple of kids up with, that's really encouraging to see as a team, and we want to win conference championships, and we want to win in the postseason, and we weren't fortunate enough to get the conference championship that we were chasing and make the long postseason run that we wanted. But the relationships that were formed from the start of the season to the beginning was really, really cool to see. I'm not going to sit there and say they're going to be lifelong for. I have no idea what's going to end up with the relationship beyond basketball season, but I could tell you how it was during the season, and it was pretty darn impressive. They encouraged one another, they supported one another. There was no ego amongst these guys, and it felt like a true team that got along and had some fun. And for the season that they had, and for that moment, walking into practice like we do 6 days a week or competing multiple times a week throughout many holidays in the winter season, it was pretty cool to see the relationship grow. And as much as we wanted some of those other cool accolades that come along with sports, I don't think there's anything above the value of relationships and getting the most out of that time with your classmates and your schoolmates. And I think they took full advantage of that during the 3.5 months that we were together. Part of the reason why we had some of the highlights that I just mentioned there has a lot to do with some of the guys I'm going to call up here who received some postseason accolades, and I'll start off with the conference accolades. We had 2 first-team guys, and if those guys can come up here. And then we also had 2 honorable mention guys as well. The 2 first-teamers were Darian Malone and Vince Tomasic, and the 2 honorable mention guys were Nick Meckenbauer and Josh Zencraft, our 4 seniors. Come on up. We also had the other postseason award that's been out so far is the Northeast Lake District teams, and those teams are picked by the area media writers and reporters. It includes Lake County, Cuyahoga County, Ashtabula County, Geauga County, and Lorain County. So it's players from all 5 counties, and they have first team, second team, and honorable mention. Darian was a first team Northeast All-District player. Vince was a second team Northeast All-District player. Josh was honorable mention. I know Caden Brewster's not here, but he was also an honorable mention Northeast District Lake Northeast Lake District player. So congratulations to these guys and to the team. And I'll pass it off to the next coach. They want a picture, I assume? Yeah. If you guys could stay up here for a picture. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach Isfano, and congratulations to our team and our players on those accomplishments. It was a fantastic year. We're going to move on to our cheerleading program and their head coach, Ms. Shannon Horsfall.
Thank you and good evening. I just want to begin tonight by acknowledging the tremendous amount of hard work and dedication that my cheerleaders have shown during this basketball season. This season I had 11 girls, 7 varsity and 4 JV, and the girls didn't have an off season, and they've been working since July straight through between football into basketball. The lack of stats or a record does not measure our success, though. We continue to push past our comfort zone with the stunting, working on trusting the process and our teammates beside us, and we continue to focus on our selfless commitment and our dedication. With that being said, the season didn't come without sacrifices and obstacles, but the girls pushed themselves to put the work in. At the end, we can look back on a season that we spent countless hours learning new material and be proud of the performances we did. One of the highlights of our season was our third annual youth basketball cheer camp. The girls spent about 3 hours on a Sunday afternoon getting the 50 youth cheerleaders together. They taught them a cheer, a chant, and a dance. The youth then attended the following basketball game the following Friday night. I believe we played Harvey, and they performed at halftime. The camp was fun. It tested our patience, and it's always a rewarding experience for us. I want to thank my assistant, Coach Emily, for all you do for me and the girls. Thank you for believing in me as a coach and for being a friend along the way. I appreciate your dedication and your commitment to our cheer program. Thank you to our booster rep, Holly Erickson, for all your time and effort that you've given us over the years. I appreciate your time and energy that you put into the youth cheer camp every winter. Thank you for chasing down the sign-up forms and the money, answering all the emails, the phone calls, ordering the t-shirts, and so much more. Thank you for coordinating our volunteers for the concessions and for always working when needed, which is always. Thank you to all the parents of the cheerleaders. Thanks for all you do for getting the girls to practices, to bus departure times, for attending all the games. We appreciate all your support. Lastly, I just want to thank my cheerleaders. It has been a true honor to coach you these last seasons. Basketball is my favorite season. It always has been. And thank you for making this one so much fun, so many memories. It's been my favorite, so thank you. At this time, I would like to introduce Mr. and Mrs. Dan and Becky Gary as they will present the Jen Gary Award.
Good evening. I am Becky, and this is my husband, Dan, and we are the parents of Jennifer Gary. We are here to present the Jen Gary Memorial Sportsman's Award. The winning participant will receive a $500 scholarship along with their name engraved on the school's Jen Gary Memorial plaque located outside the school gymnasium. Jen's class of 1999, along with family and friends, established this scholarship in her honor. This award is voted upon this year's cheerleading squad choosing the recipient who represents the following description, written by Jen's 1998 state champion cheerleading coach, Kevin Buckman. This is the award dedicated in the memory of Jen Gary in recognition of her passion for cheerleading, her contagious enthusiasm, sportsmanlike conduct, outgoing personality, and positive attitude contributed to her success in this sport. Jen was an outstanding role model. She loved cheerleading and made it fun for everyone around her. This award will go to those who followed with Jen's passion. And this year's recipient goes to Marley Freeman.
Thank you, Coach Horsfall. Thank you to the Garys as well. Congratulations to Marley. Moving on to girls basketball and our head coach for our girls program, Mr. Roy Infalvi Jr. Coach Infalvi.
All right, thank you. Congratulations to all our winter sports athletes. Had a lot of great seasons. The athletes here at Perry are, very dedicated, work really hard, and it's great being around all of them. So congratulations to everyone. Couple quick things. One, I just want to thank my coaching staff. They do a great job. Everything they do, without them, we wouldn't be the team that we are and the program that we have. Craig Austin, who's our varsity assistant, Roy Infalvi Sr., who's assistant with us, and Mindy Allen. All of them do so much for our kids. So thank you to them. Also, just a couple little things. We're supported here very well by our administrators, our principals, our superintendent, and everyone involved. Ms. Guestwich has done a great job taking over the athletic department. It's a very smooth transition. She does a great job. Thank you. Mr. Rockwell, he's one of the best ADs around. I say it every year. I don't teach in this district. I've coached in other districts. He's special and does a lot for our kids. So I'm very thankful to have him. Also, Gene Winters, he does a lot for our program with our social media graphics, stuff like that we can post. Does a lot of things with helping broadcast games. So he does a lot. So thank you, Gene. And then a lot of people involved with our program, which I'll thank in our individual. But thank you to all our parents. It takes a lot. The winter sports season is very long. You go through a couple different holidays. The weather's bad. There's a lot going on. Sometimes practices are late, practices on weekends. So it takes a lot from the family's point of view. So thank you to our parents. They're super supportive. Thank you to Tara Lynch. Tara does our scorebook every game, home and away. She's always there. She's very helpful to us, and she's been doing it for a long time. I'm hoping we have her for a few more years, so we'll continue with that. So thank you, Tara. On to our team. We had such a tremendous group of young ladies. We finished the season 18-8. We won the district championship for the 8th time in school history. It's a big deal winning the district title. This group went through a lot. They, as far as getting ready for the season, preparing for the season, they worked tremendously hard. This is one of the teams that I've had. This is my 7th year as a head coach here, my 15th year overall as a head coach, boys and girls. And this team is kind of the epitome of a team. We're the most talented top to bottom of any team around. No, they're good basketball players, but they played tremendously well together. They worked well together. They were close to each other on the court. They bonded with each other off the court, and that means a lot. There's been plenty of teams that come through that have tons of talent that don't have the success that we had this year. It's because of the way they played together as a team, the way they embraced each other. We had freshmen, sophomores, juniors, seniors all contributing, JV and varsity, and that doesn't happen. You don't get the best out of everyone if you don't have that leadership from players. Coaches can lead, coaches do lead, but if the players take that leadership role, that's where you take good teams and you become great. And we had a great season, and a lot of that was due to our seniors who really took that leadership role this year, and that means a lot. As far as our team goes, we play a really tough schedule. We take pride in that. All our independent games are schools that are bigger, either bigger than us or bigger divisions than us, and we take pride in that. And We played Division I team. There's 7 divisions in basketball now. We're the smallest Division IV team, like by number. The cutoff from Division IV to 5 is 192. We had 192. But we played 3 Division I teams. We played 2 Division II teams. The only school smaller independent that we played was Rootstown, who's playing in the state championship this weekend in their division. We lost to them by 4 towards the end of the season. But we take pride in that. And the girls do a great job competing no matter who we play. All our games are close, whether we won or lost against those bigger schools. But they got us ready. We started the season 0-2. We were 5-5 after we lost to Menor right after Christmas, and then we went on a 9-game winning streak. We finished the year playing 2 teams, Normandy, who was a Division I team that went to the district finals, and then Rootstown, like I said, who's playing in the state championship this weekend, and we ended up losing to them by 4. We won our the CVC championship this year. We ended up co-champs with Richmond Heights. We lost to them the first time, beat them the second time. Richmond Heights hadn't lost a CVC game in 3 years. We switched from the Lake Division last year to the Chagrin Division, so it's the first time we played them. But they had been undefeated the last 3 years in the conference, and we were the first team to beat them. We had tremendous success this year, but it was all due to our young ladies, their hard work, their dedication, and all the time they put in. So I'm very appreciative. It's a special group that we had. I do want to announce a couple awards for our team. First, I'm going to announce our All-District Northeast team. Like Coach Isofano said, it spans all the way from Lorain County all the way to the Pennsylvania border, and then down south through Geauga County. So it's a wide range of teams that we choose from. So getting this honor is big. We had 5 players make honorable mention. So ladies, come on up when you're called here. Honorable mention, we had Mia Lynch. Mia's a sophomore. Rosalind Tharp. Jaden Newsom. Emily Meckenbauer. And Audrey Austin. We had one first team on Northeast District, which is a huge honor, Victoria Lynch. We also had our all-CVC team. We had honorable mention, Jaden Newsom and Mia Lynch. Second team all-CVC was Audrey Austin and Emily Meckenbauer. And first team was Victoria Lynch. Like I said, we had a tremendous season. It was due to, we had 18 girls on our team, JV and varsity, all tremendous young ladies, all hard workers, and they all contributed to our success this year. So thank you. Good picture.
Thank you, Coach Infalvi. Congratulations, ladies. Much well-deserved. Also well-deserved. Haven't had one of these in a while, but Coach Infalvi, based on the results of this season, as voted on by the sports writers of the Northeast District, Coach Infalvi is our District Coach of the Year for Division IV. Congratulations, Coach Infalvi. And he was also the CVC Coach of the Year. So he's Conference Coach of the Year and District Coach of the Year. Well-deserved, Coach. Thank you for all that you do for our program, Coach Infalvi. All right, I'm going to take the next couple of lines here in your program, and it's my honor tonight to talk about our gymnastics program. I mentioned Macy Freeman at the beginning, but we had 4 girls on our team this year. We'll start with Ella Gigante. She's getting her 4-year letter award this year, but unfortunately she sustained an injury at the beginning of the season. She was not able to compete for us on as part of our gymnastics team or our dive team, unfortunately. We certainly missed her leadership out there, but kudos to her. She kept at it all year. She was with the team at their events. I went to the district meet. She's out there moving mats and helping spot and doing different things, being a great teammate. So congratulations on Ella Gigante. She will earn her 4-year letter this year. Marley Freeman, PR'd for her high school career on bars, 8.3. On the beam, the floor, she received first place at the beam at the Lakewood meet, and the top 3 at our home meet as well. She was finished 6th in all around. So Marley obviously won our cheerleading award earlier this evening. She's a great track athlete for us and had a great year from part of our gymnastics team as well. Kira Thompson jumped from competing from 3 events to 4 events as a freshman. It's not an easy thing to do after only a couple of meets, and she learned new skills every day. She's excited about the sport, and anybody who wants to be a gymnast, it's not an easy thing to do at Perry High School or anywhere, because a lot of schools don't have the practice facilities in order to do that. So these 4 young ladies would go 3 to 4, sometimes 5 days a week out to Legs and Mentor and practice upwards of 3 hours at a time. So we appreciate all the efforts that each of them made in order to represent Perry. We did so very well because the team received the district team sportsmanship award, which was a surprise to everybody. That day, the coaches from the Northeast District vote on that, so it means that people are noticing the type of sportsmanship that our team has and how they handle themselves in a first-class manner, and that's always one of our goals here at Perry High School, is to do everything possibly that we can first class, and these girls represented that by winning that team award as announced at the district meet. Last but certainly not least, Macy Freeman was Perry's first gymnast to go to the state championship, as I said, in the last 14 years. She placed 4th on the balance beam at the state meet and 5th all around. She was a multi-event district champion and just had a fantastic year as a freshman. So congratulations. Let's give a round of applause, please, to all of our gymnasts for their fantastic year. We're looking forward to bigger and better things as we go here with our gymnastics team. Anybody who's interested, I'm sure Mrs. Petra Freeman will give you some more information on how to be part of our program and how to be part of our team. We're always looking to grow our program from a gymnastics standpoint. So congratulations again to our ladies. I'm going to talk about a couple of sports that we don't get to talk about a lot here at Perry High School. We'll start with indoor track. Indoor track is not an OHSAA sport, but it is sponsored by the Ohio Track Coaches Association. They have a state championship meet. We're very fortunate that meet is at Spire, so it's right down the street, literally in Geneva. But teams from all over the state, as far away as Cincinnati down south, are competing in that state championship meet out at Spire. And we had 11 student athletes that qualified for the state indoor meet this year, so congratulations to them. But we had one that stood above all the rest, and in fact, he was a state champion. I don't know, is Armani Ciappone here tonight? Armani? All right. Armani was a state champion this year in the high jump. He jumped 6 feet 4 inches to win the state championship last Friday out at Spire. Let's give Armani a round of applause, please. And like I mentioned earlier, we had Armani. If you want to see him interviewed, and he'll talk through the event, how his day went out at the state meet last week. Tune into our podcast. Grab it wherever you can. We interviewed him earlier today, and just a great accomplishment. He's a senior and very well deserving. But take a listen to the podcast. We have a male and female athlete of the week that we interview each week. We try to get a coach or two on there. And again, sort of almost a weekly look into behind the scenes of or what happened that week during for Perry Athletics. And we're wrapping up a season-long type of an event tonight where we're talking about the whole season. We try to break it down week by week and get as many coaches and kids on there as we can. Very informative and it's fun to do. And the kids, I think they like it. I'm not sure. Maybe they're a little nervous, but they open up and they start talking a little bit. One person who's going to be on our podcast for next week, so we'll have Victoria Beardsley on. So I'm going to talk about ice skating real quick. You probably all know we don't sponsor ice skating here at Perry High School, but it is one of the events we like to highlight our students. They're Perry students, they're Perry Pirates, and they work hard as anybody else, similar to gymnastics. Victoria practices both at the Menor Civic Center and out the Gilmore Ice Rink 4 days a week, multiple hours, so she's getting into the 14 to 16 hour range that she's perfecting her craft year in and year out. So if we could call, I believe she's here tonight, Victoria Beardsley. Victoria, come on up. There she is. And recently, we're having Victoria up tonight, and we're going to interview her next week because she, as of this past winter, she earned her gold skating skills. Congratulations, Victoria. And here is your certificate. She's completed her gold skating skills this past November. Gold medalists represent the elite of the sport, as well as reflecting the high standards of excellence that can be achieved by many years of concentrated effort. We know the great sense of satisfaction that she feels in realizing such a long-sought goal. And this is a letter from the U.S. Figure Skating Association. In recognition of your achievement, we are enclosing the gold lapel pin and gold certificate, symbols of your success, which are presented to you on behalf of U.S. Figure Skating. Congratulations, Victoria, on earning your gold skating skills certificate and pin. Thank you, Victoria. Congratulations and best of luck as you continue down your path. Again, something that we'd like to recognize, even though we can't sponsor the sport here. Congratulations to Victoria and to Armani on their great accomplishments this winter. Moving on to our swim and dive program and their head coach, Mr. Brian Scheider. Coach Scheider, please.
Congrats, Victoria. She's one of our lifeguards. And jumping 6 feet 4 inches is taller than, I believe, everyone in this room. That's crazy. Swimming is a 16-week program. We have combined boys and girls. We practice 6 days a week. We practice over every break. 3.5 hours over Christmas break, all for these pile of CVC awards here. Based on my records, this year we had the second best showing of the Pirates at the state meet in the history of the sport. Brody Hicks was first team News Herald for his performances with a 5th place in the 50 free and the 100 butterfly, setting 2 school records at that meet. At districts, Brody was first in the 50 and 4th in the 100 butterfly and was CVC MVP. That is voted on by all the coaches in the league. That's pretty great to earn that award. Noelle Griffin made it to states for the first time in her career. She's only a second-year swimmer. It's pretty incredible to go that far. She was second team for the News Herald for taking 7th place in the 50 free at districts, qualified for states in the 50 free, finishing 31st, and also was CVC MVP as voted by the coaches. So we took boys and girls MVP in the league. That's pretty awesome. Trexton Richards is a dual sport athlete. He dives for us. As a freshman, he took 8th overall at the district meet, qualified for states, and ended 24th in the state for diving. Congratulations. Jonathan Casala and Madison Scales were honorable mentions in the News Herald as well. So thank you. For CVC, the girls were champs for the 6th year in a row. Every girl on that team does not know what it's like to walk in there and not walk out a champion. They worked very hard and with a lot of competition. Honorable mentions this year were Ella Rollins and Lily Peeler. Second team, CVC, Allison Hopkins for the 200 freestyle. And Audrey Morgan Ard in the 200 IM. Thank you. Also, second team, the 200 free relay, or the 200 medley relay of Allison Hopkins, Marilyn Casala, Noelle Griffith, and Madison Scales. Noelle Griffith was also first team in the 100 freestyle and the 50 freestyle. And while they're up here, the girls also were first team in the 400 free relay, Marilyn Casala, Allie Hopkins, Madison Scales, and Noelle Griffith. The girls had another amazing year, so congratulations, ladies. Good job. For the boys, they were second place for the second year in a row at CVC's. That elusive Beechwood team, just a couple extras. There are no honorable mentions for the boys team because every boy that was at that meet won first or second team in an event. Second team for the boys, Carson Niemi in the 100 freestyle. The 200 medley relay team of Brody Hicks, Landon Avery, Jonathan Casala, and Carson Niemi. Come on up. And also second team for the 200 free relay of Landon Avery, Luke Loveland, McCoy Richards, and Carson Niemi. And second team in the 400 free relay, Brody Hicks, Luke Loveland, McCoy Richards, and Jonathan Casala. Carson's not here. He's traveling somewhere. First team to Brody Hicks for the 50 free and 100 butterfly. Also, the guys, Brody Hicks, Jonathan Casala, McCoy Richards, and Carson Niemi broke school record that has stood for 20 years, something like that. Really, it's an old one. Taking 8th place in the district meet, getting a medal on the podium with a 3:25.94. Congratulations, boys. Good. Yep.
Stay here for a second. All right, so just like for our girls basketball program, our swim team had great success this year, and therefore, rightfully so, Coach Scheider was recognized not only as the Chagrin Valley Conference Coach of the Year for winning the girls championship, for the sixth year in a row, but was also selected as the News Herald Area Coach of the Year. So similar to our district, the News Herald area is covering teams in a 5-county area. From a swim program perspective, Coach Scheider does an amazing job with our kids, and again was selected CVC Coach of the Year and News Herald Area Coach of the Year. Congratulations, Coach. Thank you, and congratulations to our swimmers on a great year, and to Coach as well for his awards. We'll move on this evening to boys wrestling. Coach Trentinelli, we'll have girls shortly right after, but Coach Trentinelli, come on down.
Thank you, TJ. Good evening, everyone. It is truly an honor to stand before you tonight to celebrate the outstanding season of our high school wrestling team. This team was built on hard work, discipline, and an unrelenting focus on success. And by success, I don't mean necessarily wins or losses, becoming better people, harder workers, and everything else that goes with that. From our veteran leaders to our young and upcoming wrestlers, each member of this team played a vital role in making this an amazing season. From the start, we knew we had a special group, one that not only had depth, where our skilled JV wrestlers were ready to fill in when needed, and talent, but also the determination to push through every challenge. That hard work showed in our 15-2 dual meet record, proving that we could compete with the best teams in the state and out of state. At state duels, where we qualified, the team finished in impressive 5th place in the state in Division II. It's a testament to the team's resilience, skill, and grit. This postseason brought even more success. We dominated sectionals, being crowned sectional champions, and sent an impressive 11 wrestlers to the district tournament. At districts, the competition was tough, but we placed 6 wrestlers. It's more than half that we brought. Each wrestler that we brought contributed to the team's score. Of our placers, Landon Rusnick placed 3rd, qualifying for state. Dante Villalobos placed 6th, just out of being an alternate. Chris Bezig placed 5th, making alternate. Chance Schlau placed 3rd, qualifying him for state. Chuck Thomas, 5th, an alternate. And Trent Taylor took 3rd, qualifying him for state. With all the effort of the team, we placed as district runner-up. And I'd like all those district placers to please come up right now, all of you guys. From there, we advanced 3 wrestlers, Landon Rusnick, Chance Schlau, and Trent Taylor, to the state tournament. Our 2 alternates, Chris Bezig and Chuck Thomas, just narrowly missed the cut. Reaching this level is no small feat, and each of these wrestlers represented our program with grit and heart. At the state tournament, Chance Schlau wrestled with determination, focus, and toughness to earn him a podium spot as a 6th place finisher. Congrats. Landon Rusnick and Trent Taylor both went 1 and 2, nearly missing a state placement, but they both worked extremely hard and were very close, and we're expecting more for next year. Congratulations, gentlemen. And you guys stay up here. But this team isn't just about what happens on the mat. They also excel in the classroom. We're proud to say that this team earned academic All-Ohio honors with outstanding 3.469 unweighted GPA, proving that these athletes are just as dedicated to the studies as they are to the sport. Landon Rusnick also earned individual academic All-Ohio. Congrats, guys. At the conference level, we continue to dominate finishing CVC champions over all of the parts of the conference with 6 individual champions. Jimmy Trentinelli, Anthony Trentinelli, Lucas Spring, Christopher Bezig, Andrew Smith, and Antonius Bertone all won in their weight class. Additionally, we had several wrestlers earn all CVC honors. These wrestlers, please come up. Jimmy Trentinelli, Landon Rusnak, Anthony Trentinelli, Lucas Spring, Chris Bezig, Chance Schlau, Drew Smith, Antonius Bertone, and Chuck Thomas. All you guys come up. And these guys were first team CVC. Will the following wrestlers please come up? These ones earned second team Lake Division CVC. That's Cooper Schlau, Nolan Lieben, Trent Taylor. Come on up, guys. And then also come up Hunter Klein and Michael Nizwicki. They earned honorable mention. Chuck's not here either. All right, guys, hold up your certificates. Congratulations, guys. You can sit down. All right, without stealing the thunder of our girls team too much, I want to recognize the hard work of our girls team and coaches. They displayed the same hard work, dedication, resilience, and grit of the boys. They trained side by side with the boys, which contributed to so much of their success. They taught their male counterparts to be encouraging and supportive teammates as the girls' wrestling continues to grow and evolve. Their accolades this season, particularly at the state tournament, are more impressive, as Coach Dominish will share with you in a little bit. To say that this was a successful season would be an understatement. These wrestlers battled every single day on the mat, in the classroom, and in the weight room. Thank you, Coach Christinger. Always pushing themselves and each other to be better. Of course, none of this happens without an incredible support system in our wrestling community. To our high school coaches, Coach Bezig, Thomas, Rowan, Schlau, Koenig, Brubaker, Sweeney, Sharp, Sabraco, and Dominishes, thank you for your dedication, leadership, and countless hours you put into this team. I also want to thank our middle school and youth coaches, Rowan, Rogers, Camper, Mann, Rusnak, Taylor, Lodica, and I know I'm missing a bunch, so I apologize to those, for continuing to show your support to the high school team, working our tournaments, concession stands, providing service opportunities, which allow our high school wrestlers to give back to their sport and community. To our parents and families, your support, whether it was traveling to faraway tournaments, helping stocking the team coolers, thank you, Angela and DJ and others, or cheering from the stands, your involvement has been invaluable. Our fans, our school community, thank you, TJ, Tony, and Ashley. Thank you to Adam. Thank you to our boosters for your energy, your encouragement. They have fueled these athletes throughout the season. Lastly, I want to thank my wife, Allison, for the continued behind-the-scenes work, emotional support, and dedication to your family and team. Without you, balancing all of this would be impossible. To our wrestlers, this season has been a testament to your hard work, dedication, and everything you can accomplish, whether you're a senior moving to new opportunities or underclassmen hungry for the next season. Remember this: the lessons you've learned, the battles you've fought, the relationships you've formed, and the victories you've earned will stay with you far beyond the wrestling mat. Congratulations to an incredible season. You have made your coaches, your school, and your community incredibly proud. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach Trentinelli. Congratulations to our wrestling team on a great year. On the boys' side of things, we're going to talk about the girls' side of things now. It's my pleasure to call up their head coach, Teresa Dominish. Coach Dominish, there she is.
This is my first year doing this, so bear with me here. First of all, as the other coaches have said, there are many people that I would like to thank that have helped the school board, the superintendent, Mr. Rockwell, Ashley Gesowich, and Adam Young. The coaches, Dan Trentinelli, Chris Bezig, Jason Thomas, Dave Rowan, and Calvin Rowan, all made me feel very welcome. It is not easy walking into a male-dominated sport, and these gentlemen made me feel right at home. I would also like to thank the male wrestlers for treating the girls with respect every day and helping them drill whenever needed. The rest of the girls' coaching staff, Nick and Melissa Mann, Maria Rusnak, and my better half, Matt Dominish. I couldn't do this job without any of them. We had a full schedule of tournaments this season, and the girls proved ready to wrestle. They had a fantastic season. As our second year having a girls program, we more than doubled in size from 2 girls to 5 girls. 4 of the 5 girls had a 500 or better average, and 3 of the 5 went to the state tournament. We did not participate in the CVC tournament this year. The directors decided at the last minute to add a girls tournament, and we already had a pretty banger tournament scheduled, so we decided to go to that instead. But next season we will go, and I'm sure and confident that we will be bringing home lots of awards. Our postseason started off great. Abby Cornwell and Gigi Dominish won both of their sectional and district tournaments in their respective weight classes, qualifying them for the state tournament. Also at sectionals, Eva Kuchar took second and Emily Kuchar was fifth in their respective weight classes. Eva went on to take fifth at the district tournament, making her an alternate for the state tournament. I would like Gigi, Abby, and Eva to come up on the stage. We went to the state tournament this past weekend, and unfortunately, no alternates were chosen for any of the girls' weight classes. So Eva did not have a chance to compete. Eva went further this year than she did last year in the postseason, and I am confident that next year she will be competing at the state tournament and standing on the podium. Abby placed 7th at 110 pounds. She only gave up 3 points between her 2 losses during the tournament, which was heartbreaking, but also amazing for her matches to be so close. She lost her opening match by 1 point, putting her into the consolation bracket. Losing right off the bat is difficult to overcome, but Abby was not ready to go home. Her second match she won by major decision 10-1. Her third match she pinned her opponent. She lost her fourth match 0-2 in the quarterfinal consolation round. Again, Abby had a very close loss, and she had to regain focus to be ready for battle. She went on to the 7th and 8th place match and came back with determination to win 8-5, clinching 7th place at the state tournament. Gigi started off the state tournament with a bang. She had the fastest pin of the entire tournament, pinning her first opponent in 15 seconds. Her second match, she won by major decision 15-1. The semifinal match she lost was only by 4 points, making it a very close match. She came back strong in her semifinal consolation match, winning in the second period. She outscored her opponent by more than 15 points to end the match early. She then went on to clinch third place by pinning her last opponent. This makes these two girls the first ever girls in Perry history to qualify for the state tournament and then place at the state wrestling tournament, earning All-Ohio status. I am very excited to see what next season brings. Thank you.
Congratulations, ladies, on a fantastic year. As Coach Dominic said, we're looking forward to even bigger and better things in the future. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, that will wrap things up here in the theater. A couple of footnotes again before we leave tonight. Girls basketball will stay here. Boys basketball, senior boys, if you can grab your posters before you guys head to the media center. One last shout out and thank you to our boosters for putting on our reverse raffle this Saturday evening. Email me if you'd like tickets and you're able to come. $60 each at the Perry Community Center. Again, thank you for everybody coming out this evening. Thank you to our athletes and our coaches, and congratulations on a great winter season. We'll see you at some spring events coming up. Go Pirates!